so you can straight at me.
Okay.
Right,
First take one, action. We're trying to be professional here, Tope. Stop laughing. All right. What's doing today?
351 Cleveland. Made it out as Benny. Got a XC Falcon with a Tunnelram, big camshaft, and it's very slow to come back to idle. And all we can seem to gather out of that is the advanced mechanisms in the distributor, vacuum and mechanical advance internally, is staying advanced and keeping the idle up high. So, in the interest of better drivability and getting rid of this high idle issue, research says lock the distributor, lock the vacuum advance mechanism, lock the internal mechanical advance mechanism, and I have had success with particularly Ford engines with that in the past, with big camshafts and particularly manual transmissions. So, get into it. Then we're left with the mechanical advance mechanism. These are the weights that fly out as the RPM goes up to mechanically advance the timing, and the size of these springs controls how fast it does it. So what we're going to do is pop these springs off, pop these weights off, have a look at what we can do to maybe weld it or screw it together so that it can't move. We've removed all the weights and springs out of the advance mechanism in there, so you can see that it still moves. So now we just have to fix that to that. Alright, so we've removed all the plastic bushes off all the little pins and stuff, and these tabs here, which I think held the original springs in the mechanical advance mechanism, we've bent those over to touch the shaft here, or the plate attached to the shaft. All we're going to do, quick spot of weld just in here, maybe to that pin as well. We'll see how we go. But just from that to here, and here to here will be enough, just a small spot. So here, only small welds, it's all it really needs. Done. As this is a Bosch style distributor, electronic distributor, we aren't using the Bosch electronic module on the side anymore. This will be run off a MSD unit. So if you're doing something similar, optional extra, you don't need this anymore. If, particularly on a Ford, you're having timing restraints from how far you can turn the distributor, it can be a good idea to cut this off, which is what we might do now. There we go. That's where the old mount for the module used to be. See, it's cut off, smoothed as much as it needs to be. Let's start putting it back together. You can see that it can move and the teeth hit. So we sort of have to make sure that we have clearance all the way around. You can just, when you're turning it, just feel as the teeth go past, you can feel the magnetic field, but you can't hear them touching. And as you can see, well, probably can't see how small the gap is. It's a tiny gap. So that's spinning quite freely. Now, lock up the vacuum advance mechanism. So lucky for us, our parts distributor has come with a modified vacuum advance can. It used to look like that, and now looks like that. You can see they've used the shaft out of the vacuum can, cut the vacuum can off, welded it here, and that just hooks on and locks that mechanism from turning. After some inappropriate for YouTube language,
Goddamn thing.
we've got the rod hooked on to the pin underneath here, the screws in, and no movement in the outer ring for vacuum advance. So we've now locked mechanical advance and we've locked the vacuum advance. We now have a completely locked timing Bosch style distributor. Got the Bosch Dizzy that we modified yesterday, block off, mechanical advance mechanism blocked off inside there as well. No advance mechanism whatsoever in between the outer pulse ring and the body of the distributor. So let's see what happens. We've got it lined up on 36 degrees of timing on the crankshaft. Locked distributor, we're running full advance all the time. So we're just gonna pop it in. So I'll probably set that up number one. And we have to change over our plug wire ends from the HEI post style back to the older style, older style lead end. Saved everybody the tedious process of remaking the ignition leads. They had to put a longer coil lead, change over to that style, the older style spark plug end, boot end. Now we've got it connected up to MSD 6AL2. It's basically an updated version of the original 6ALs.